it's your hormones that are causing little to no results. All right, so we're going to kick into that topic this morning. It's an area that can cause serious stress, and it's an area that really could be holding you back. And if you just addressed it this way, then it could totally change the results that you have been getting. So just to let you know the amount of frustration that this caused me, you know, I have been in this space for a very, very long time. When I very first started to address my health and my weight, it was after a routine visit to the doctor, and he told me that my weight had been climbing and climbing and climbing and climbing, and for the first time, he told me that I had reached, and my weight had reached into the obese category, and I honestly had no idea how I'd gotten there. And his recommendation was that I lose some weight. And so look, I really needed to do something about that, but I was in my 20s. I was actually in my teens at the time. Right, I was almost 20, and then as I started to embark on this whole journey, I really had no idea what I was doing, and then upon further study and delving really in depth into hormone health, it made a massive difference to the results that I was getting. And I'll tell you right now, the only reason why I started to go there was because I really had to. I had to because I had some serious stubborn body fat on the lower half of my body, and I was seriously considering having a bit of surgery, having a bit of liposuction. And I say that real casually, but I actually did go and see a doctor, and he laid it all out for me. And the only reason why I didn't go through with it was because how was I going to be able to help people who were in the same boat as I was? So look, that's what led me down this whole path. And so I really wanted to let you know how important it is to understand what is going on with your hormones in order to address losing body fat if that is a serious part of your health goals. Okay, it's so important. It is literally like pushing crap uphill when you don't consider your hormones. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't a million ways to skin the cat when it comes to losing weight. For sure, there are. But if you don't consider your hormones, then sometimes you are going against the grain. So here are the criteria. This is how you would know. You would be falling into one or more of these categories. First of all, if you are over 35. If you're over 35, you must consider your hormones. If you don't, it's going to be hard work for you for the rest of your life, harder than it needs to be. You will be telling yourself, if only I knew what I knew in my 20s, it would be completely different for me. You have kids, right? So if you're over 35, 100% for sure, got to consider your hormones. They will be slowing your results down. And you have kids, all right? You have trouble sleeping. Now that could look a few different ways. If you are having trouble falling asleep, or if you are having trouble staying asleep, or if when you wake up from your coma, you don't feel like you've actually slept, right? So those three categories. If you have polycystic ovaries or endometriosis or any other issue with your reproductive organs, you have fertility problems, if you have stubborn fat in a particular area of your body, if you are experiencing extreme tiredness or fatigue, and if when you exercise, that exercise causes you to feel fatigued. Now you might think, well, exercise causes everyone to feel fatigued, so how would I really know? But here's how you would know. Exercise should be giving you energy when you're done. Sure, it's going to take energy from you when you are doing it, but then you should feel quite euphoric, you should feel quite good, and it should give you energy in the long run. But if you find that exercise really drains you and it really takes too much energy from you and you don't get that real good feeling from it, then your hormones are responsible for that. So you may be experiencing any one of those or multiple of those, and if you are, then you must consider your hormones. They will be holding back your results. So let me go into it a little bit further. there are 3 hormones that have got to be low in the body in order for your body to choose to burn fat, okay? 3 hormones that must be low, right? They will always be there and existent, and they are great hormones, but if they are in the blood in excessive amounts, or if your body's producing them in excessive amounts, then your body cannot choose to use fat as a source of fuel, therefore you won't burn fat. Now those 3 hormones, we're going to refer to them as the fat storage hormones, okay, because when they're high in the body, your body wants to store fat. The first one is insulin. I talk quite a bit about that one. The second one is cortisol, and the third one is estrogen. Now, insulin is responsible for balancing blood sugars, balancing sugars in the blood, and dealing with that effectively. Cortisol is responsible for stress. So if you are experiencing any kind of stress, then the body will release cortisol. It's an anti-inflammatory hormone. And the third one is estrogen, which women have higher amounts of. It's responsible for the fattier layer around our body, as opposed to men who have lower levels of estrogen and higher levels of testosterone. Now, all of these hormones are great, but when they are too high, your body cannot choose to fat burn. Now, there are 6 other main hormones that oppose those 3, okay, and we're going to call them fat burning hormones. Now, there are 6 of them, and you may have heard of some of them before. You may have heard of human growth hormone or insulin-like growth factor, different to insulin-like growth factor, testosterone, glucagon. You may have heard of some of those before. We're going to refer to them as fat burning hormones, okay? So insulin, estrogen, and cortisol. I'm going to use props again because this worked really well last time. This is not my son's sippy cup. These are the 3 fat storage hormones, all right? This is the 6 fat burning hormones. All right, so when you are young, when you're young and you are in your 20s, naturally, your body produces more of the 6 fat burning hormones, naturally, okay? Now, how hormones work is that they oppose each other. So in this scenario, the fat storage hormones, insulin, cortisol, and estrogen, oppose the 6 fat burning hormones, okay? They oppose them. So when your body is naturally producing a lot of these 6 fat burning hormones, then naturally the opposing hormones are suppressed, okay? So when you are in your 20s, when you're young, you produce naturally a lot of these, and therefore naturally less of these, okay? So when you decide to, so if you've put on a little bit of weight and you know that other things have taken priority, like going out and socializing and drinking too much and hanging out with your friends and eating too much and that sort of thing, as you do in your 20s, all right? Or you go off on an OE and you just are not considering your health at all, as you do in your 20s. When you come back, or when you decide to take care of that, simply by a bit of calorie restriction or exercise, and just by taking note of what it is that you are doing, naturally your body will produce more of these growth hormones, all right, more of these, and therefore it'll suppress these. So naturally you are already producing more of these and less of these, all right, but then when you decide to actually do a bit of calorie restriction, actually take note of your diet, exercise more, those things, calorie restriction, exercise, they will increase the amount of these hormones, okay? They will increase the amount of these fat burning hormones, therefore suppressing these fat storage hormones, which at your age, in your 20s, you are already producing less of. Now they are even more suppressed result, okay? So you get a result. Okay, so when you are, if you fall in those other categories, so if you are over 35 or if you are experiencing any problems with your reproductive organs or fertility issues or extreme tiredness, or you've had babies, right, or if you're a parent, this includes fathers, right, any of those other things, all right, this is what happens. Naturally your body produces more of these, okay? So where once your body produced naturally less of them, naturally now you produce more of them, okay? Now, because of that, the growth hormones, which are the fat burning hormones, where naturally you would used to produce more of these, now you are producing naturally more of these. So the fat burning hormones are actually suppressed by these. Okay? They are suppressed by these. So now, all right, when you decide, look, last time I traveled and I put on a lot of weight, this is what I did and it worked. All right, or when you think back to the time that you exercised, or if you think, look, so and so, all they did was exercise and just start to take care of what they were eating, just do a little bit of calorie restriction, or look, I heard intermittent fasting was really good, or look, I heard that this clean eating diet was really good, whatever it is that you heard that was getting really good results, they are all trying to increase these hormones. Okay, they are all trying to increase these fat burning hormones, but they do not consider the fact that you naturally now are producing more of these. Okay, and so when you do the things that you used to do to increase these fat burning hormones, it does not take care of suppressing these, then you are in conflict. Okay, then you are in conflict because your body is producing too much of this. All right, so they cannot get to low enough levels in the blood in order for your body to fat burn. And you are forcing, through diet and calorie restriction and exercise, you're forcing your body to try and produce more of these, but these aren't getting low enough because you're not considering what it is that you need to do in order to suppress them. All you're thinking about is what does it take to get these to become higher? Okay, did I make that clear? I hope I made that super clear, okay? Because unless you consider these, unless they get low enough in the blood, it does not matter by force how much you try and get these ones high. It will not work because these oppose them, okay? Because these oppose them. So too much exercise and forcing the body to get into a calorie restriction, all of those things, it's not that they are not going to give you some kind of a result, but over time what will happen is that it'll get harder and harder and harder until you completely plateau and it does not work anymore. All right, it's important to understand that in order to get the body to fat burn, to choose to use fat as a fuel, you've got to get those fat storage hormones low enough in the body, and therefore your body will choose to use fat as a fuel. Okay, if you do this, if you focus on getting these low, then when you do the things to get these fat burning hormones high, they will give you fantastic results and you'll be losing weight as if you were a 20-year-old again. Okay, that is literally how it is. Okay, so that's the message for today. That's what I really wanted to get through to you, and hopefully you heard me because I said it so many times. If you have questions and if you have specific questions that you would like me to answer, you can shoot on through to my website. Okay, it's generationhealth.co.nz. That's www.generationhealth.co.nz. There is a Contact Us tab. If you click on that tab, I will receive your message and I will get back to you within 24 to 48 hours. Now, here's what you can do about it. Here's what you can do. I have an online course, all right, and I've been working with this course for the last 6 years. It's one that it's taken us a while to produce, but it is an awesome course. It's a 12-week course that at the same time that you'll be actually going through and getting the results that you are after, that you are wanting to get, you will actually be learning about how to suppress these. Okay, you will actually be learning about what are the things that you have been doing that are causing these to become excessively high over and above the fact that your body naturally produces them. Because when you are aware of what causes these to be high, then you are able to do the things you need to do in order to get them low. What are the things that you need to do in order to get these high, in order to push these down lower? Okay, that's what the course teaches. Now, it's $325 if you are in New Zealand, and we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee. All right, 30-day money-back guarantee. You can use the course for a month, and if you don't get results, then you can get your full refund back. If you are anywhere else in the world, there are specific countries that our course is formatted for. So you just need to hop on the website generationhealth.co.nz, select the contact us form, let me know if you are interested in doing the 12-week course, and just so you know, we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee. Alright, so that's the message for today, guys. Hope that you got a lot of value out of that. That's really it for the week. It was a quick one. This week. Next week, Monday, I will be back as usual, Monday to Thursday, 8 a.m. New Zealand time. And we'll kick into the week a fresh one. And just so you know, if you think this information has been really valuable, if you got a lot from that, if you know other people who are trying to get results in this area and who are struggling, okay, then you can share this message. And the way that you do that is by swiping up on the screen or swiping to the right, because when you do that, it'll give you the option to share, and they can either share it to their you can either share that to your Periscope followers, or you can select the option to share on your Facebook page, all right? And then a picture of me will come up, and the topic of the day will come up, and then the person, whoever it is that wants to watch it, can watch it. Now, when I reach 250 followers, what I'm going to start to implement is Free Coaching Friday, which is going to be a platform that you guys can use in order to ask your questions. I'll answer them in real time. All right, so that's it for today, guys. Have a fantastic weekend coming up, and I'll see you 8 a.m. next Monday morning. Have a good one.